Secret Reactor here. How's everyone doing today? And in today's video, it's not June anymore. June is a couple weeks out. You know, we're into July now. That means Pride Month is over. And companies can stop bringing up the Pride flag anywhere they can, in their logos, in the stores, or anywhere they can hang it up. They can now take it down, wrap it up, and throw it into the basement so they can put it up next June. So, this case, I'm talking about a case now. This case involves a woman who doesn't want to fulfill the wishes of a same-sex couple of making their website because supposedly it affects her religious beliefs. So,
John Yang has more now on the court's ruling in favor of a web designer who refuses to create websites for same-sex couples because of her religious beliefs.
Jeff, the justices sided with her on a 6-3 ideological split, saying that forcing her to make websites for something she doesn't believe in would violate her First Amendment rights. Writing for the majority, Justice Neil Gorsuch said, "The First Amendment protects an individual's right to speak his mind, regardless of whether the government considers his speech sensible and well-intentioned or deeply misguided and likely to cause anguish or incalculable grief." Today, the Colorado Attorney General said the decision gives businesses free rein to discriminate.
It's not really discrimination here. She doesn't want to do it because it affects her religious belief. A lot of people in the sports world don't want to wear the gay captain band or something related to the LGBTQ because it affects their religious belief. And so, it really isn't really a way of discriminatory. You know, it really isn't. It's just a way of honoring their religious belief, you know. Not supporting same-sex marriage doesn't mean they don't like them at all. I mean, I don't support gay-sex marriage, but I don't want them to go extinct or anything. Like, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't want it to happen, but if it's gonna happen, let it be. I don't want nothing to do with it. That's exactly my point. I don't want nothing to do with it, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know, I'm just staying behind it like this and do whatever. That's exactly my point of view and my stance on it. But people are not taking it so offensively.
This sweeping opinion promises to destabilize the public marketplace, enabling and encouraging all types of businesses, not just those who make websites, to have a First Amendment right to refuse customers because of who they are.
President Biden said the decision was disappointing. Kate Sossin is a reporter at the 19th News, where they cover LGBTQ plus issues. Kate, from your perspective, what's the significance of today's ruling?
Today's ruling is very significant in that LGBTQ plus people are going to wake up tomorrow in a country where their government decided that it is a protected speech, First Amendment, to turn them away from businesses because of who they are. And that is a statement that we have not seen before. It's that we're changing precedent here. That said, this ruling is very specific to Lorie Smith and her case, and it does not greenlight blanket discrimination against LGBTQ plus people immediately.
You're right. It does narrow this to services that express creative content, expression. But could businesses try to frame their businesses in those terms?
That's what a lot of LGBTQ plus legal experts and advocates are expressing concern over. This really remains to be seen. The way that we like to describe it as it creates a new opening. So it signals that the Supreme Court and lower courts will now entertain this question of whether or not your religious freedom gives you the right to turn away an LGBTQ plus.
Okay, so businesses can deny services to anybody. They don't got to literally open the doors for everybody. They don't have to. They could just be exclusively for one certain person or one certain group of people. They don't have to be open for everybody. I think it's just overreacting, to be honest. Businesses have the right to say, you know what, you're not welcome. Please leave. Because they have a product. You as a customer might want that product. The business say, no, You can't buy it. You can go somewhere else. And you have the right to go, okay, you don't want me? Okay, fine, I'll go take my businesses over there. And you go over there and get whatever you want. At the end of the day, those businesses who are rejecting you are failing. But it's only because they don't want to overpass their, like, they don't want to disrespect the religion. It really isn't that serious.
Part of an avalanche.
What's the current climate for LGBTQ plus rights?
There are two answers to that question. The first is the political climate, which I think a lot of us know has been really hard for LGBTQ plus people. We've seen more than 520 anti-LGBTQ plus bills introduced into state legislatures this year. And as presidential campaigns ramp up, we know that candidates are campaigning on anti-LGBTQ plus stances. That said, the country itself, the electorate, is moving toward acceptance of LGBTQ plus people. GLAAD released a study at the beginning of June that found that 91% of Americans who are non-LGBTQ plus support the idea that LGBTQ plus people should not be discriminated against. So there's this huge disparity between the political climate that we're living in and the lives of everyday people.
Okay, yeah, you don't have to, discrimination is terrible, you know. I don't agree with going up to gay people and be like, fuck you for being gay. But at the same time, religion is something very sacred for people. And I believe, like I just said, businesses can just say, no, we don't want you here. You can take your business over there, go to that over there, and get that fucking product. Even though you can, I think this can open up the doors, businesses idea for gay people, you know. No. People found their whole world turned 180 because of religion, you know, and people want to keep it sacred. People want to believe in it and keep it into their heart. And same sex marriages are not into the religion. It's against it. So, like I just said, if businesses want to say, no, you can't shop here because you're gay, then you can take your business over there and get what you need. At the end of the day, like I said, those businesses might fail or might go up, but you don't have to shop there. It really isn't, again, that serious.
Before the oral arguments, we talked to Lori Smith, the web designer who's the center of this case. She told us that she thought the fight for her First Amendment rights was not just for Christian conservatives, but for all artists.
That right is guaranteed to artists like myself, but also to artists like the LGBT website designer and graphic designer who should not be forced by the government to create messages opposing same-sex marriage. That right to speak freely is guaranteed to all of us.
That said, she had a lot of support, legal support from some Christian conservative groups.
She did, and it's important to note that the Alliance Defending Freedom, which is the nation's most powerful anti-LGBTQ plus legal organization, took her case. We have seen them take a number of anti-LGBTQ plus cases to the Supreme Court and to other courts, and this is an organization that advocates that LGBTQ plus people are similar to pedophiles, and it also is an organization that has had past ties to Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who had 5 paid speaking engagements for ADF. So the landscape here is changing for us. What we're seeing is a mainstreaming of an organization that we used to consider an extremist organization that's been labeled a hate group by advocacy groups, coming in and advocating something that we've now made the law of the land, essentially.
A lot of people may be thinking that this was already...
That's their free right. Nigga, look. So the business designer expressing her free speech and saying, please do not buy here. I don't want you as a customer. To the same-sex couple is bad. But the same-sex couple saying, I want your product and you're not going to provide it for me, so I'm going to sue you because you're saying no to me, expressing your free speech is bad? I mean, it's good? Them is good, and the one refusing is bad? How? There's literally a bunch of businesses, a bunch of web designers that you can go to asking fulfill your wishes. You want her to literally just do it for you, only for you. No, that's not how that works. That's the opposite of free speech. You don't have a right because you are denying me services. That's no. It's like going to a restaurant and I'm a nudist. The restaurant requires shirt, pants, and shoes. I don't wear that because I'm a nudist. They're going to tell me you can't be here because you're a nudist. But that's discriminatory. I'm going to sue you because I'm a nudist. I'm going to sue you. And you're feeling offended because you lost. Because that's the company policy. You can't be wearing all of that. And I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of restaurants and places that nudists can go to. But instead you're going to sue that one company because it hurt your feelings. Really?
Well, a lot of people may be thinking that this was already settled by the Supreme Court, because 5 years ago there was a case from Colorado as well, sort of dealing with some of these issues. What was different between these two cases, and what happened in that other case?
Yeah, that other case was similar in that you had a baker who said that his custom cakes amounted to art, and he did not want to make a custom cake for a same-sex couple who wanted to get married. The difference was that 5 years ago, the Supreme Court looked at that case and said, we don't fully want to rule on this issue of religious freedom versus LGBTQ plus protections. And instead of really engaging with that issue, they ruled very narrowly for the baker and said that the Colorado Civil Rights Division displayed animus toward him because of his religious beliefs. So it left open the door, at least the possibility that future lawsuits like this could come. However, it didn't actually undo anti-discrimination protections in the same way. So the court declined to really engage with that issue until today.
Kate Sossin from the 19th News, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is just a case that is just so fucking stupid. To be honest, it's so stupid. In all of this, the business takes more risk in denying any customer. Because it needs the revenue, it needs the money. So a customer has the money. They can take their business anywhere, choose their favorite businesses. Oh, actually, that business. That business says no to you. It takes a risk because it's not accepting your money, and it needs money to run this business. So the fucking customer said, okay, if you're not gonna accept me, I'm gonna go the one down the street. Competition that might win, you might go down. So at the end of the day, businesses are taking a risk. It might help them, it might kill them. Let the business decide whether not to serve you or to serve you. That's all I'm trying to say here. And it's wrong for any type of people to just say, no, you have to serve me. You have to serve me because I'm a customer. It's wrong. I think let the business leave it like that. Let the business go on. If they don't want to serve you, then don't be there. They're not welcome. Pretty much it, And since it's not July, LGBTQ communities are now pissed. Because why didn't you favor them? Why didn't you favor them? It's all just jokes and laughs. It's just funny, to be honest. And I think that's all I have to say. I love you guys. Sticker Reactor out. Please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next Thursday. Peace.